Welcome to Story Scaling by podcastvideos.com, where creators share the truth behind the content, the grind, and the growth. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends and family, I am Bang with podcastvideos.com. Look at you already ready. You are locked in. Listen, you are locked in. You guys, you're prepared. All you gotta do is have the energy, and you got that. Listen.
You said it so fast.
You was ready, like.
You're like from the 99 and the 2000.
Boom, like.
It's Bang.
So everybody, if you're new here, hello, I'm Bang. This is podcastvideos.com, and this is Story Scaling. Thank you guys for watching these podcasts. Please like, subscribe, share with your friends. If there's somebody that you want me to sit down with, let me know, and we'll do something. So thank you. Today feels like a special dialogue.
Come on.
It does. It does. I caught you in here maybe last week.
Yeah, literally a week ago.
A week ago, you was chopping it up, and I'm like, nah, I need you on my podcast.
And I was like, I'll make time for my big bro Bang anytime.
Who are you? What's your name?
I'm Dr. Bree.
Dr. Bree.
I'm a chiropractor.
You are a chiropractor, and a good one at that. Like,
Thanks. I try.
You have a way of making people feel safe in ways that I just really haven't seen in a while, especially in the medical and wellness space. That's not traditionally a place that always feels cool, but you have really demystified and disarmed a lot of that and have made people on from literally my grandparents down to like my 2-year-old nephews feel like, so shout out to you. Like thanks for being here.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
I'm just doing my thing. I'm in my say yes era. So people are like, hey, do you want to like do this? Yeah.
Yeah. Love that.
Yeah.
You didn't know what this was. You just came. Like, you just here.
Literally, they're like my marketing team. They were like, "Oh, like what's the podcast?" I'm like, "Podcastvideos.com."
They don't find out. Yeah.
Well, I'll be surprised together when we find out when it's on.
I love it.
I don't know.
Okay, look, we diving in.
Just along for the ride.
This kind of a teaser. I know you got appointments and you got to get to it, so we gonna give the people a taste, and then we'll jump back in. All right.
Yeah, I'm in my work clothes, so I gotta work after this.
I feel that. All right. So listen. This is what the streets are saying about Dr. Bree.
Here we go.
This is what the streets are saying.
Bio I have not seen.
You ain't seen this shit. You don't know what the streets is saying.
I see the paragraph, but I can't read that far. So
you ready?
Yeah.
Here we go. It says, today's guest is someone who completely redefined what it looks like to build a brand in the wellness space. Dr. Bree is the founder of Essence Chiropractic, a dynamic content creator, a true community builder, and someone I have an incredibly great relationship, and I'm grateful to call a friend. What makes Dr. Bree's story so compelling isn't just the successful practice that she's built, it's the way she built it. She leads with genuine, welcoming energy that makes every single person who walks through her doors or watches her content feel seen and valued. She's proven that modern business ownership doesn't have to be rigid or transactional. It can be deeply inviting, human first, and rooted in connection. She's the perfect example of how to scale a business and build a loyal audience by simply being a magnet for good people and leading with a servant heart. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Bree.
Aw, that's nice.
How do you feel about that?
That was cute. I like that. I was like, this could go a number of ways.
Yeah.
She's crazy. She's super tall and insane, but go get adjusted. You'll be fine.
So.
Love that. Very accurate. All of this.
That's you.
That is me.
I didn't, have to really think much. I didn't have to fabricate. I'm like, and this is an abbreviated bio. I want to be very clear. Like, we could have went on and on and on.
Yeah.
But when you hear this, what stands out to you? Like, what's something that jumps off the page to you?
Well, really the whole thing of like Essence, the project I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
It's now grown. Right? It's more than just chiropractic now. Now I have Essence Wellness.
Tell us about that.
Multidisciplinary practice, the first Black-owned one in Arkansas, like at all. There are other multidisciplinary practices here in Arkansas, of course. But the first one that is owned by a Black person is Essence.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Ever.
Ooh, ever. As far as I know, unless there's some other one I don't know about. Yeah. But as far as I know, ever.
Multidisciplinary wellness practice. Well, first of all, like, we got to snap it up. Put an applause right here, y'all. When y'all edit this, put an applause right here. The first Black-owned multidisciplinary wellness practice. What all does that include?
Okay, so it started off with just chiropractic, which would be me. And then we have massage, we have health coaching. There is an entire Pilates studio, Awaken Movement Studio. We have estheticians, we do lashes, waxing, all that. There's mental health services with PIMU, counseling and wellness. We also have a couple of other services that are like on the way that I can't tell you yet.
Yeah.
But then we also have at the very end of our hallway, Ozark Origins. They're a doula group. And so they're like a birth coach advisory team. And they help you through your birth. So we literally help you from like preconception to like the end time.
My grandparents 80 almost, and they in there.
Shout out them.
You do like from before you come into the world until you 100 years old.
Like pre-womb to the tomb, for real. Mm-hmm.
How we get here? Like, give us the very high level, or we can go in depth.
How did I get
Dr. Bree origin story? Like, did you always know you would be cracking backs? Like, what happened?
This all started. Well, okay. I knew, like, you know, when kids are younger and they're like, oh, like when I grow up, like I want to be like a whatever, right? I knew I wanted to be a doctor, like from the jump. Didn't know what kind, but I was like, I want to be a doctor. Like, you know, younger kids, they like role play and they're like, oh, I'm being a mommy.
Yeah.
No, I'm like, I'm a doctor. Come sit over here. I'm going to examine you.
You're talking about like 8 years old. You knew that.
Yeah. I'm like, like they're all like, oh, I want to like play in the kitchen. No.
Wow.
Living in STEM from the beginning.
Yeah.
I knew that was going to happen. But what kind of doctor is not what I thought I'd be doing.
Yeah.
How I got here. So finished all through high school. I went to a science and math like charter school. So like I did that for half the day. Then I went to regular high school. And then I also did like concurrent classes. So I was just like doing a bunch of school. School is my thing. I like learning.
Yeah.
So I did that. Pretty much set me up to do pre-med. I was pre-med biology up until I was 19. So that was my sophomore year of college.
Yep.
And that is when I had this like split from like the medical stuff because I injured my back. And I just did not get the treatment or the care that I wanted from that. And I was only 19. I was just like doing what they told me to do. Like I was like, they were giving me all these like prescriptions and all these injections and like all this stuff, right? And this is also at the height. So this is like, it's probably like 2017-ish, 2016-ish. So it was like the height of like the opioid crisis too. So I was like, if I start taking these drugs, like
I'm cooked.
Literally, I was like, I'm going to end up in a gutter somewhere. I'm never going to graduate. Like, I'm not going to finish. I'm just going to be like, you know, some like in the drift person that like gets swept off by like an opioid addiction. And I'm just not going to be the person I want to be. So the whole time I was under pain management, I did not like engage with any of that stuff. Right. And actually, I did get fired from my pain management place because I every month you have to take like a urinalysis test to like make sure that you're like doing what you're doing or whatever. Yeah. And they were like, hey, this is like the third month in a row that like none of the stuff we've prescribed to you is like in your system. And I was like, I've been telling you that I'm not interested.
I told you the first day I wasn't taking these.
I've been saying, I was like, you can even look up, like I've never even like whatever, like cashed in the prescriptions, none of it. Like, and they're like, oh, so the only logical explanation is that you're selling those scripts. So we're going to have to fire you or call the police. And I went, okay, fire me then, because like
you'll never see me again.
Like literally, I was like, y'all will catch these like for like what? Yeah, it was like really some craziness, but hey, that's just the machine.
Part of the journey.
Yeah, nature of the beast. So I was like, okay, whatever. So at this point, I'm like unmedicated, doing nothing. I'm just like fighting for my life, like just trying to get to class, just trying to graduate, like thugging it out. It was really bad. It was very bad. Like
fresh off a back injury.
Oh yeah. And it was like a persistent. This is like months. This is like 8-9 months, like persistent. I did PT. I did all the things. I did everything they asked me to do. And they were like, well, the only thing we have left for you is surgery. If you don't want to have surgery, then we have nothing
chills.
for you. Yeah. And I was like, okay. And they told me the surgery thing when I was 20. And so I was like, the main reason I didn't want to have surgery actually is because, like I said, I was pre-med and I was like, I cannot afford to have back surgery right now. Like I'm trying to graduate. Like, what if this paralyzes me? What if I like, you know, like the pros did not outweigh the cons. Right. And I still think to this day that they don't, because research came out a few years after they said that to me. The exact procedure they wanted to do only has a 34% efficacy. Ooh. So I'm so glad that like the universe or whatever discernment I had at the time, something was telling me like, don't do that. And so I did it. And that's how I found chiropractic, actually. I was home for winter break. My best friend from high school, Jacob, bro.
Shout out to Jacob, bro.
Yeah, shout out Jacob, bro. Shout out you, bro. Love you, man. My best friend from high school, Jacob. We were at his house. We were watching like movies. I think it was like Star Wars or something, like a long movie. It's like a marathon type thing. I'm like hanging out there. And, you know, after you've been sitting for a long time and you've been in pain, it's kind of hard to move from like transitional phases, like from laying to standing up or whatever, right? So I'm trying to do that. And his dad peeped me. His dad's a chiropractor, by the way. And he was like, "Are you okay? Like, are you good?" And I was like, "I'm fine."
Right. Yeah.
I don't know
You like over there, like
I'm like fighting
trying
for
to put
my life.
myself together.
I'm like sweating. I'm like, I'm fine. Like, I've never been better. Like, what do you mean? And he's like, okay. And he's like, well, you should come to my office and like get adjusted. And I was like, chiropractic's for white people. Like,
Right.
I don't know if that's something that I need to be doing. But I was like, okay, like, sure, right? And he looked at me and he goes, "You've tried everything else. So what do you have to lose?" And I was like, dang.
Can't argue with
You
logic.
got me there. Yeah. I was like, dang, all right. I was like, I've been had. Like, can't argue with that. So I make the appointment, go to his office, does the full spine x-ray, all the stuff, adjusts me. I stand up. First time I was pain-free in 9 months. Completely unmedicated, nothing. Just
off the first adjustment.
Which, of course, it did not last forever. That's not how it works. But like, just that like relief in that first day was enough. I was like, wow. Like, I know what it feels like to be in chronic pain, and now to like be out of that, I'll never go back. I'll never go back. So that's when I went back to school that following January, went back to pre-med. I was like, you know what? Like, there is something I can do in health, and it's just not this path. Like, there's the Western medicine path, which clearly has been shown to not work for me. And there's this other way, this conservative, holistic care. Let me like lean into that a little bit more. And then literally I like applied for chiropractic school that same semester, which another crazy crossover. I used to work for the Jones Center on campus, which is like for student athletes.
Yeah.
And one of the girls I was tutoring there, Madison.
Shout out to you, Maddie.
She's a chiropractor now too.
Wow.
Because her mom actually is, Miss Amy, is the advisor like for like the recruiting for the chiropractic school I ended up going to. And I was tutoring her daughter at the time that like all of this was happening. So like all the cards were already laid out there for me. All I had to do was just like apply myself and play my best hand. So that's kind of how I got here. And it's like, I don't know. I feel like if you have the discernment to see like where the universe is leading you, it's really easy to just like do the path of least resistance because it's going to be the most successful. Like if something is just too hard, maybe it's too hard for a reason.
Right.
Not saying that you shouldn't do hard things.
Right.
Like if there's this much resistance, something being hard and then having resistance are two different things. I think if there's like some sort of energetic resistance, stop doing it. I live in the path of ease. For me, the path of ease was chiropractic school. Leading people to their health in the own way that the body is meant to work. Not this alternative, like, let's pump you with pills, medications, things you'll have to be on for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
With also who knows what kind of side effects.
Right.
Who knows? So that's how I got here. And I was like, you know what? I just want everyone to feel the way that I feel, which is better.
I feel like we need to let this breathe. Wow. I'm over here like, goodness gracious. Like, yeah, I could see how that connected there. And
This year is actually the 10th anniversary of like my first adjustment. This year, I was 19 and I'm 29 now.
Wow.
So a lot can change in 10 years.
You know, well said. I think that was very beautifully put. Thank you for sharing that with us.
Welcome.
I think you do a really good job of inviting people into a space, like how when you first was told about chiropractic, whether that's like, oh, that's for white people.
I was like, hell no.
Nah, bro, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I'm not cool with that.
Yeah, like I'm sure a lot of people feel like that, but when it comes to talking to you and seeing you, even your content, it's always you meet people where they are.
Oh yeah.
I feel like you can enter into a conversation with you, or I know several people that got their first adjustment with you. Like other people that was like, I'm not with that. You know what I mean? So there's this level of personalness to you. And I think you create your content in that same way. Where did that come from? That groundedness?
I mean, the only person I can be is myself. I'm just too busy to be like multiple people. Like people are like, oh, you're exactly like you are on Instagram, or you're exactly like you were when I saw that thing of you.
Which is saying a lot. Like
I don't have time to be other people. Legitimately, I don't know how people can like keep up this facade of like, here's internet me, and then here's real me, but then also here's YouTube me, and then there's Twitter me. Like that's too many me's. Right. I don't have time. I just truly don't. My main prerogative is like healing the community, and if all this other bonus stuff comes along with it, fine. But I just got to be Dr. Bree first. I don't know. I guess I'm just a charismatic person. I guess.
No, you are. You sit and you do it well on social media. Like how you put yourself out there. Is that natural? Did you have to learn that? How do you run a business, but also do the social media side well? Like, what insight do you have for people?
For me, social media is fun.
Okay.
I feel like people that are doing social media to like get clout, or I want to have a bunch of followers, or I want to make a lot of money, it's not going to work out that way. I feel like the people that do the best on social media have an authentic voice. They're not copying anyone. They're not just jumping on a trend just to jump on a trend. Like, they're doing something different.
Right.
And I have a mentor who told me, Dr. Briscoe, he told me, he was like, people are coming to your office to see you. They're not just coming to get adjusted, because you can just go anywhere for that. That's like, there's all kinds of places you can just roll up in there, pay your little whatever, and then just do your thing. But people are coming to Essence to see you. So what about you is different from the chiropractor down the street? And I feel like you could apply that to like any scenario. Honestly, like, you're a podcaster. What makes your podcast different from others? You know, you do music. What makes your music different from other people? And it's really just like finding your individual voice, I think, and presenting that in the most authentic way as possible. And I think that's also a part of my thing too. Like, I don't really do like too much editing of my videos. I don't do like, even with pictures, I'm just like, here's the picture. Okay, look, you know, I'm not doing too much like with that. I'm like, oh, let me, oh, there's a cup in it. Like, oh no, like, terrible. I don't know how to do that stuff. I'm not very tech savvy. So I'm like, that's just what the photo is. Yeah. That's just what it is.
I love that.
I don't know. I don't have time for all that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think presenting yourself as you are is the best way to arrive in any scenario, because how could you build trust with someone, especially that you're literally putting your life in their hands? Like, when I'm adjusting you, like, something catastrophic in theory could happen. It won't, but like, it could.
Right.
If you're in the wrong hands, I mean, the same thing. Like, if you don't trust your barber and you leave looking crazy, like, that's on you, dog.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so I have to try to be like the way I am all the time.
Yeah.
Because also this whole like Dr. Bree thing never comes off. You know, I saw you literally yesterday. So, and I just hear Dr. Bree, and I'm like, cool.
Yeah,
like,
literally.
I'm never safe. So, you know, you always got to be on. You never know. And you also never know whose life could change that day. Like, I randomly adjust people all the time. Yeah, I do. Yeah. I'm just like, you know what? You look like you need something, and I'm here to give it to you. Yeah. It's just not really how it works for me. I'm not really incentivized by like money or things. I'm like, I see someone that needs help, I'm going to help them. Yeah. And I think that's also a major key to like my success is like, I'm not doing it with an extrinsic motivation. I'm doing it because I would want someone to do it for me. Someone did do it for me. Right. You know, like, where would I be now if like Jacob's dad, Dr. Daniel Rowe, by the way, if he hadn't have adjusted me that day, like, what would I be doing right now? I don't think we would be here right now. There's no way. I wouldn't have been exposed to chiropractic at all. Yeah. So I just really think everything happens in the right time and the way that it should. So the whole like trial that I went through with like my whole chronic back thing and all that, I think it makes me a better doctor, honestly, because I really understand what people are saying when it's like, I really am in 10 out of 10 chronic pain. Like, I need help getting out of bed. I can't tie my own shoes. I can't dress myself. You know, things like that, where it's like, you really change people's lives. They come in my office. It's happened. Come in my office with a walker and a cane and walk out without it. I've had people leave their, like, forget them behind. They're like, oh my gosh, I didn't even remember that I brought a cane with me because I just felt so good when I was leaving. So that's why I do it, really. It's just like to change people's lives for real. Yeah. Where can we follow you, support you, keep up with you, get adjusted? Yeah. So, okay. I work at Essence Wellness, Fayetteville, Arkansas, 1416 North College. We are by appointment, though. So our website is essence-chiropractic.com. You can also find me on Instagram at Dr. Bree Chiro, or the business is essence.chiro. Same on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all the things. They're the same. Yeah. Can you commit to coming back and doing a longer conversation? Yeah. I would love to come back. I would love to. Come on. Dr. Bree, we appreciate you. Yeah, I gotta I missed that we're gonna wear our all gold memo today. No, I just, this is right. This is just. I didn't know. I knew we were wearing scrubs. Listen, okay. You didn't tell me was our work fit. I didn't know we were doing like a put that outfit on today. We chilling. No, it's just casual. Next time I'll give you the memo. Next time, you can come fit it up. We'll have to coordinate. Maybe we'll do an adjustment next time. Yeah, we should. Let's do a story scaling first. Yeah, this table surely looks like we can move it. Thanks for joining us. Of course. Thanks for having me. See you next time.